Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's stories in the world of professional wrestling.
Clarification on Stephanie McMahon's decision to step away from WWE. Contrary to a recent Business Insider report, Stephanie McMahon taking a leave of absence from her position as WWE Chief Branding Officer was on her own terms, states a new report from Fightful Select. BI's recent report made waves as it seemed to imply to many fans that Vince McMahon himself was pushing his daughter out of her role. The new report, echoing what Dave Meltzer stated yesterday, disputes that being the case. It sounds as if prior to the news breaking, Nick Khan was already telling those around him that Stephanie had made the decision on her own and was not being pushed out. There were some employees that made comments about how there had been performance issues, but that was not directly related to her decision to take a hiatus. Sources from both the Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan camps have reaffirmed that the decision was indeed hers. Fightful also offered clarification on the initial Business Insider report regarding the exit of another employee, WWE Head of Global Sales and Partnerships, Claudine Lillian. While BI states that Lillian was leaving her post, Fightful reports that she was let go by McMahon, who didn't believe she was the right fit for the position. It was noted that this was looked upon as not a great hire by Stephanie. The news got out about Stephanie taking a leave from the company on May 19. Quote, "As of tomorrow, I am taking a leave of absence from the majority of my responsibilities at WWE," McMahon tweeted. "WWE is a lifelong legacy for me, and I look forward to returning to the company that I love after taking this time to focus on my family." As mentioned before, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer has provided more insight on his website message board, including what he perceived as the intention of some of those in WWE wanting to bury Stephanie. Quote, "Her leaving was 100% her choice," Meltzer said. "She has been talking about it to close friends from when Paul, Triple H, had his heart issues. That said, key people in the company, once she was gone, did want to bury her on the way out. That shocked a lot of people, including me and those close to her. When I noted to someone very high in the food chain about the burial starting, they told me if they did that publicly, it would be career suicide, only to find out they had already started and the burial was going to come from the top. The company outright wanted to bury her here. Something happened after she left, clearly. The company did a total 180 on her about 2 weeks after she left. They never even did that for Barrios and Wilson," end quote. Backstage news on WWE's direction for the Judgment Day. As noted earlier, WWE Hall of Famer Edge has been moved to the babyface side of the Raw roster. The change comes after he was kicked out of the Judgment Day. Finn Balor joined the group on Raw this week, and then Balor, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest attacked Edge. Edge was taken away from ringside to the backstage area on a stretcher. According to a new report from Fightful Select, the reason for Edge leaving the group has to do with the direction that WWE wanted to take with it. In the report, Fightful was told that WWE had mentioned that they wanted to take the Judgment Day into a more of a supernatural route, which Edge was said to have been opposed to. Edge leaving the stable emerged in the afternoon hours ahead of Raw. The pitch of Balor becoming a member and turning heel was days before Hell in a Cell, and there was no mention at that point of Edge leaving the stable. At Sunday's Hell in a Cell, Judgment Day had defeated Styles, Balor, and Liv Morgan. The Judgment Day was formed by Edge after Damian Priest helped him defeat AJ Styles at WrestleMania 38. Rhea Ripley would later join the group at WrestleMania Backlash. WWE star to return to NXT with new name and gimmick overhaul. When WWE called up a two-man version of Imperium to the SmackDown roster in April, there was a lot of uncertainty over the future of Fabian Aichner. While some reports suggested that he could be returning to WWE NXT UK or NXT 2.0 as a singles competitor, there were also rumours of the Italian wrestler feuding with his former tag team partner Ludwig Kaiser, formerly known as Marcel Bartel, on SmackDown, which would have been a continuation of their T-split in the post-NXT Stand and Deliver show back in April. In recent episodes of NXT 2.0, vignettes have aired showing an Italian-speaking wrestler by the name of Giovanni Vici boasting of being someone of high class. On Tuesday's episode, the character's face was revealed for the first time, revealing it to be the former Aichner. The segment also confirmed that Vici will be making his in-ring debut on next week's episode of NXT 2.0 on the USA Network. Vici being revealed as the former Aichner shouldn't come to much of a surprise. Last week, Fightful Select confirmed that the vignettes would eventually lead to the debut of the former two-time NXT champion and Imperium member. Furthermore, WWE had filed to trademark the name Giovanni Vici on May 17. It's hardly a surprise that WWE changed up Aichner's name following the edict issued by WWE Chairman Vince McMahon, which reportedly calls for superstars not to use their real names. While there are exceptions in some cases, most new wrestlers are being prohibited from using their real names. Signing with WWE in 2016, Aichner made his debut in the Cruiserweight Classic tournament, where he was eliminated in the first round by Jack Gallagher. He eventually went on to join Imperium and made appearances for Evolve prior to their shutdown. Former Intercontinental Champion returns to WWE NXT. During last night's episode of WWE NXT 2.0, former Intercontinental Champion Apollo Crews made his NXT return. Crews came out to confront NXT Champion Bron Breakker. Breakker had successfully retained his NXT title this past Saturday at In Your House against Joe Gacy. During the promo, Crews said he's back in NXT for as long as he wants to be and misses being there. He calls Breakker one of the best acts in the entire company and not just in NXT. Crews also added he can't wait to make history with Breakker, but until then, he'll see him around. Crews made his NXT debut in August 2015 and in April 2016 was moved to the main roster. He won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 37 from Big E. Crews would hold the title until August 2021. Crews was drafted to Raw in the 2021 WWE Draft, though he hasn't competed on Raw since the March 21 episode. His last match was on the May 30 edition of Main Event against Akira Tozawa. NXT Women's Breakout Tournament winner revealed. The NXT Women's Breakout Tournament finals were last night during NXT 2.0. Roxanne Perez defeated Tiffany Stratton to become the first NXT Women's Breakout winner. Perez earned a contract and can cash in for the NXT Women's Championship at any time. To get to the finals, Perez had defeated Kiana James in the first round and Lash Legend in the semi-finals. Perez made her official NXT 2.0 debut on the April 20 edition. Perez was signed in the same mid-March WWE Performance Center class that featured Henley James, Bianca Corelli, and Channing Lauren. Stratton replaced Nikita Lyons in the tournament and defeated Fallon Henley in the semi-finals. The inaugural tournament began on the May 10 episode of NXT 2.0. Ariana Grace, Tatum Paxley, and Sloane Jacobs also participated in the tournament.
So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.